It can happen in boxing. We've seen this. Manny Pacquiao isn't immune to this. He's been knocked out. He's been hit. He's not Floyd, who has been hardly hit. Like, he's been knocked out cold.
Might be a little bit, maybe a little better, but Floyd was the better fighter out of all of them. Manny Pacquiao was good too, with the fast hands, stuff like that, but he was easy to hit. And
Floyd Mayweather's team has reportedly released never-before-seen footage of Manny Pacquiao getting knocked down during a sparring session. In the clip, Pacquiao takes some hard hits before his trainer steps in to stop the session. The video has sparked new concerns about Pacquiao's health and whether he can still fight at the top level. Victor Ortiz recently opened up about a sparring session with Manny Pacquiao that he says he'll never forget. He praised Freddie Roach's training style, but was especially struck by Pacquiao's wild intensity and unpredictable moves in the ring. Ortiz didn't say who came out on top, but the way he talked about it made it sound like the session was intense and maybe even a bit humbling for him.
Didn't you spar Manny Pacquiao around that time?
Yeah.
How's Manny Pacquiao in the ring?
Oh man, we worked so much together. Freddie Roach, I can quote him. He said that the best fights, sparring he's ever seen in his life has been me and Manny Pacquiao.
Really?
Yeah.
How does Victor match against Manny?
It was a great sparring session and one of the best I've ever seen.
You say you knocked out Manny Pacquiao?
I don't know what that means. I have amnesia.
A new video showing Manny Pacquiao sparring has stirred up fresh debate about whether he should really step back into the boxing ring. The footage captures Manny trading punches in a fast-paced session, but it also raises eyebrows. Some fans noticed that he looked a bit slower at times and took hits he might have avoided in the past. At 46 years old, many are asking if it's worth the risk. Could chasing another big moment lead to a serious injury? While some people respect his fighting spirit, others worry this comeback could damage his legacy more than build on it.
What's the worst case scenario? Someone gets seriously hurt. Someone has like life-altering injuries, and that could happen in boxing. We've seen this. Manny Pacquiao isn't immune to this. He's been knocked out. He's been hit. He's not Floyd, who has been hardly hit. Like, he's been knocked out cold. I thought when he got knocked out by Marquez, I thought he died. It was that scary.
Yeah.
Remember that one? So
I do.
Ultimately, I'm most surprised that if it hasn't been officially announced, if it lands in Nevada or California, I'll be very surprised and dare I say disappointed.
When Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather finally met in the ring in 2015, it was more than just a big money fight. It was a clash between the boxing legends. Mayweather, famous for his sharp defense and pinpoint accuracy, took on Pacquiao, a fast and powerful left-hander who had conquered multiple weight divisions. Experts like Max Kellerman praised Pacquiao for keeping his speed and power, even as he moved up in weight, something very few fighters managed to do. Mayweather ended up winning by decision, but both men showed incredible skill and adaptability, proving why they were once in a generation. Talents.
What's your top 5 be?
Sugar Ray Robinson.
#1?
Yeah, and then pound for pound. See, Pacquiao he started as a flyweight champ. Not just he started his career there, he was the champion at flyweight and then moved up. There are so many divisions between flyweight and junior middleweight where he also won a belt. Even the fact that he could compete with Floyd Mayweather, who's a naturally bigger guy and one of the greatest pure boxers. Pacquiao's overall body of work, you could have him second pound for pound behind Sugar Ray Robinson.
How come I'm watching highlights of him knocking people out though, as little as he is, man?
Oh, that dude, it's the calves, man. He's got those fast twitchies and those big calves jump in on you and generate a lot of power. Crazy hand speed and power from a southpaw. Really awkward, hard to beat, lightning fast. Pacquiao was all that.
In recent interviews, Pacquiao has said he's open to fighting Mayweather again, but not for belts or rankings. This time, he's talking about an exhibition match, something he feels could still excite fans without the intense pressure of a real pro fight. His interest shows he's trying to balance protecting his legacy with staying active and earning. Pacquiao understands that a rematch, even as an exhibition, would grab worldwide attention, bringing both excitement and big money. It also fits with a growing trend in boxing where older fighters return for exhibitions. giving fans a show without putting their
Oh, why not? Why not? If he's willing to have a rematch with me, then
An exhibition.
I'm okay with that.
An exhibition. How does it go now this time around? Obviously, it's been quite a few years since you guys got in the ring.
It's okay. An exhibition with a decision.
Is that a decision? Not just exhibition.
Yeah.
So for how long do you
Exhibition with a decision.
That's a nice little...
The draw against Mario Barrios threw a wrench in what many believed was Pacquiao's road to a rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Pacquiao had hoped a strong, clear win would spark new interest in facing his old rival, but instead, the outcome raised questions not just about whether he can still compete, but also if Mayweather would even want to fight him again. Boxer Carl Frampton didn't hold back, criticizing Pacquiao's decision to keep fighting and calling it a mistake. He suggested Manny might be coming back more for money than for love of the sport. Frampton also warned that the physical risks for an older fighter are serious, especially when going up against...
Joke, really. There's the thought. It's an absolute joke. I love Manny Pacquiao. Love everything about him. An all-time great in terms of what he's done previous, but that doesn't entitle you to just walk back in after 6 years and get a number 4 ranking with the WBC and fight for a world title. What about all the other guys that are waiting around? It's wrong. We seen Manny Pacquiao fight an exhibition against a kickboxer in his last fight, and kickboxers can't box, right? I've seen world champion kickboxers coming and sparring boxers. They can't box. They can kick, but they can't, and they can kick and box a little bit. They can't really box, and Manny didn't look great. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The WBC, I think they have a lot of time for him, Richie O'Sullivan, but I think it's a mistake, really do, and they should be quite embarrassed allowing a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao straight in for a world title fight.
There's a lot of doubt about whether Mayweather would agree to a rematch, even just an exhibition. He retired from pro boxing years ago with a perfect record, and there's not much reason for him to risk that legacy now. These days, Floyd is more focused on running his promotions and picking low-risk exhibition fights that keep things light. Facing a motivated Pacquiao, even in a non-competitive setting, could be risky. The last thing Mayweather wants is to get shown up, even in a match.
That Pacquiao was willing to face Mayweather in this situation, he just didn't want to agree to those stipulations. And if the stipulations aren't too ridiculous, I think it is ducking. Pacquiao would then face Joshua Clottey instead on the 13th, and Floyd would go on to face Shane Mosley. Pacquiao beats Clottey by decision, and Floyd beats Mosley by decision. Half a year after the initial negotiations fell through, Pacquiao takes a U-turn and actually agrees on the 14-day blood testing. With the new stipulations, Team Pacquiao...
Few boxing rivalries have been as messy and political as Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Long before their 2015 fight, failed talks and blame games shaped their relationship. Both sides pointed fingers. Some said Pacquiao's team was the problem. Others accused Mayweather of dragging things out. All the drama only made fans want the fight even more. That tension hasn't gone away. Even years later, people still argue over who avoided the fight and whether a rematch will ever happen. Every new quote or offer between them carries the weight of old grudges and missed opportunities.
Wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger? Well, I can give you any other thing that steroid can do, but not natural hand quickness. So if you're right about how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive tactician in the history of boxing, what should he care about how ripped or big the head is of Manny Pacquiao? Pretty boy Floyd is worried that for the first time in his career, he is going to get hit and hit and hit. He's going to get cut. He's going to get hurt. He is scared to
Timothy Bradley hasn't been shy about sharing his concerns over Manny Pacquiao's comeback. As someone who's been in the ring with him, Bradley knows just how talented Manny is, but he also fears that age is starting to show. He pointed out shaky defense and slower reactions during the Barrios fight as warning signs that Pacquiao isn't the same anymore. While the draw may have seemed fair on paper, Bradley believes it covered up how vulnerable Manny looked. His comments come from a place of respect, not hate.
He's not reacting to these shots, man. He's getting offense off, but his defense is just terrible, man. It's hard for him to respond to the defensive side of things, man. And that's the reason why I retired. I started getting hit more and more every time I stepped into that ring. And I'm like, you know what? My time is up. You know, and I'm going to keep it real. Manny Pacquiao's time has been up. You know, the fact that he's a special type of athlete, he's a legend. He's able to get in there with guys like Mario Barrios, who basically somewhat carried this guy, man. He carried Manny Pacquiao. I don't care what anybody say. He carried him. Yes, all he had to do was step on the gas, especially in the middle, the back end of the fight, where he's a younger fighter. He has more energy. He could have gave more effort. Because obviously he got hit with some straight left hands and he was able to take it. But it didn't seem like he wanted to. It seemed like he was in there to do it.
On the flip side of the criticism, one of Manny's recent sparring partners had nothing but praise. He called it an honor to share the ring with Pacquiao and was blown away by his speed and movement. Even during practice, Manny still impresses those who face him. This adds another layer to the story. While some people think he's lost a step, others believe he's still performing at an incredibly high level. These first-hand accounts help explain why so many fans still believe Pacquiao has what it takes even in his late 40s.
Now, a lot of people is complaining about the judging. The judging was spot on. Best judges in boxing. Spot on with it. You know, if I scored it, I would have scored it for Barrios. However, the draw, because there was a couple of swing rounds in there, the draw was perfect. Perfect. You know, but damn, I would love to see both these guys' contracts, man. You know, just like the Serrano and Taylor fight is similar in that fashion. Both these guys was in there just having a high-level sparring session. That's all it was. I was disappointed in both their performances, to be honest with you, man. So look, y'all can miss me with whatever y'all want to say, man. The Pacquiao lovers, I get it. I respect the man as well, but yo, I gotta call it like I see it. You know, and that was a slower version.
Paulie Malignaggi sees things differently. He thinks Pacquiao's recent performance might actually encourage Mayweather to come back instead of scaring Floyd off. Paulie believes it could tempt him in. He points to slight drops in speed, slower reflexes, and lighter footwork as signs Mayweather would notice to Floyd. Those small weaknesses might make a rematch seem low risk. From Malignaggi's point of view, Pacquiao didn't send a warning, he sent an invitation.
Manny Pacquiao, I saw some footage or some images online where you were sparring him, and I've got to be honest, you gave him a very clean dig. And not many people can actually say they've landed good clean punches on Manny Pacquiao. He's a super fighter, very, very quick. What was it like to share the ring, even though it was only sparring, sharing the ring with Manny Pacquiao?
I mean, it was a blessing. Like, Manny Pacquiao himself is a legend. You know what I mean? Manny's a legend in boxing. And to be honest, I don't think I was, well, I know. I wasn't shell-shocked. The first time we sparred, it was like I had something to prove.
Despite the doubts, Pacquiao's performance against Barrios surprised a lot of people. At 46, he moved well, threw fast combinations, and had the kind of energy many younger fighters can't match. His timing was on point, and his hard work clearly showed in his footwork and non-stop pace. Sure, he's not in his prime anymore, but he's definitely not done yet. For fans, it was proof that one last big fight isn't just possible. It's something worth getting excited about.
Considering the point in time we are in boxing, he's actually in a great position because he sucks, but he has a world championship. So you got guys that bring a lot of money that will point to him. Manny Pacquiao just pointed to him. If I'm Floyd Mayweather and I watch that fight, I say, bro, I can beat that guy. Mayweather may come back and say, let me go beat that guy.
Champ.
You know? And then, because I guarantee, right now, if Mayweather comes back and fights him, my money's on Floyd. Easy. Right now, I have Floyd's age. Easy. Conor Benn, who I don't even think is that good, could also, but generates a ton of money, also could point to Mario Barrios. And guys, let me be honest, even if I don't think Conor Benn is that good, he's way ballsier than Mario Barrios. And that alone probably beats Mario Barrios because Conor can punch a little bit as well. So Barrios is in a great position financially, even in the welterweight picture, because it's not a deep welterweight division and he's a low-hanging fruit.
Sugar Shane Mosley gives a fair but clear take. As someone who's fought both men, he believes Floyd Mayweather has the upper hand when it comes to strategy. Mosley pointed out that Pacquiao's fast, aggressive style can leave him open, and that's exactly the kind of thing a defensive genius like Mayweather knows how to take advantage of. The gap in their defensive skills, Mosley says, is just too big to ignore in his eyes. While Pacquiao brings the flash and speed, Mayweather's sharp counters and slick defense.
Pacquiao needs his legs to be explosive. That's how he made a career. That's how he became an A-division champion, an all-time great. And he still has the little bounce on his legs, man. So credit to those big-ass calves that Manny Pacquiao has, because he showed signs of greatness, man. And it was great to see that, but the judges didn't give it to him.
He looked so much better than I thought he was. And I was basing a lot of my opinion on his age and the 2 exhibition fights that he fought since his last pro fight, where he looked slow, fleshy, just didn't look anything like the man he used to be. Look, this was not a good fight. I mean, can we just get that out of the way? Like, this looked to me like kind of a high-level sparring session. It's just what it looked like I was watching. And some of the numbers back that up. I mean, Pacquiao, he landed 101 punches of 577 thrown. That was for a 17.5%.
As buzz about a rematch builds again, fans and analysts are looking back at the story of their first fight for years. Talk of a second showdown has popped up, only to fade because of bad timing or behind-the-scenes issues. But now, with both Pacquiao and Mayweather past their peak yet still massive names, the rematch feels more possible than ever, whether it's driven by nostalgia, unfinished business, or the promise of a big payday. The idea of May.
Hear people talk about Manny dug Floyd, Floyd dug Manny. Let's do some actual research. Let's get to the bottom of this. 2009, Golden Boy sends a 50-50 contract to Top Rank and Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao's side did decline this contract, though he later went on to agree to Mayweather's terms. We'll get to that in a second. So the big issue on Top Rank and Pacquiao's side was that the form of drug testing Floyd Mayweather was looking to do was really untraditional. It was Olympic style testing, which is untraditional because it's professional boxing, and the tests were to be administered by USADA, which is very untraditional in professional boxing. Pacquiao did agree to the blood and urine testing, but he wanted it to be scheduled, and he wanted it to have a 7-day cutoff before the fight because he felt like drawing blood inside a week of the fight would make him weaker. Manny Pacquiao went on to sue Floyd Mayweather and Golden Boy for defamation. He dropped that in 2011, but this was the first time this fight fell through. I think it was probably Pacquiao's fault. I feel like it might have been Pac's fault. The second time this fight was negotiated, Manny Pacquiao and Bob Arum was Top Rank. They finally agreed and submitted to Floyd's drug testing style. They had everything signed. They sent the contract over to Mayweather and Golden Boy. They didn't touch anything. All they did was put their name on the paper and gave it back. They even had a website with a money timer waiting for Floyd's decision. They gave Floyd a 2-week deadline. The deadline passed. Floyd never signed the contract. Leonard Ellerby declined it, but HBO Sports president Ross Greenberg said it was true. Floyd Mayweather never signed the contract where Manny Pacquiao did. I have to put the blame on Floyd right here, man. I gotta be honest. They agreed to everything and he didn't reply. This one right here is a bit iffy. This is the third time the fight is really negotiated. Floyd is going through his legal issues, so the scheduling issues are there. But in the end, they were both able to sign the contract, but there was one big stipulation. Floyd Mayweather wanted $160 million, where Manny Pacquiao